9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the broad street lights, dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Fly guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soars in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry.
What's going on, good people? We are back midweek. I guess going forward, this will be called BG Tuesday, I guess. That's what we're going to call it.
Oh, man, BG Tuesdays. That's funny. Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know the energy, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You're tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast. Bald Eagles Tuesdays. That's what it is. BE Tuesdays. Bald Eagles Tuesdays, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And once you hit that like button, the hype button pipes up, right? All you got to do is hit that hype button as well, man. The hype button is real pivotal to this content game. So hit the like button first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And follow up with that hype button. You feel me? But, Markus, we got some things to get into today because today was a very fascinating day.
Indeed.
In Eagles history. BG shocked the world and decided to come out of retirement and lend his hand to the 2025 Eagles. And there, shockingly enough, it was met with mixed reviews. It was met with a very mixed reception. But before we get into the overall temperature of the room, when you heard BG was coming out of retirement, what was your instant reaction? And then tell me what was your thought process after the news settled in for you.
Well, I heard about it on Friday.
The rumors.
Yeah.
Okay.
By Sunday, when you start hearing that Ian Rappaport and Diana Rossini and all of that, and I'm like, you know what? You don't get that level of coverage if you just thinking about it. So I put a tweet out not a couple hours ago, basically kind of pat myself on the back because on my live stream after the game, I addressed it and I was like, I said the same thing. You don't get this level of coverage if you thinking about it. So I was like, in my opinion, he's coming back. My prediction was he was gonna be on Good Morning Football and announce it there. And then I thought he would come in at the break or something like that, give himself a little bit of time to get acclimated and stuff like that. But he hitting the ground running. But knew he was coming back. I think it's a good thing. I'm not sure I buy that we need the leadership. I don't think we need that. It's good that we have it with him specifically because he can tune in some of the young guys a little bit more, but I don't think that's something that we were lacking on defense, like some people say. I'm very curious, is he in game shape? That's a different level than going into NovaCare, working out, and jumping on the treadmill for an hour or so. You can be in phenomenal shape and still not be in game shape. So I'm curious as to how that's going to work itself out. Other than that, they'll probably have him on the pitch count. He's not coming in to start, at least I don't think. You coming in to provide some more of a fresh set of legs, if you will. So I don't see him getting like a lot of snaps in, but depending on what type of shape he's in, he can get in enough snaps to be productive. We said the same thing about Zadarius Smith. He wasn't in camp,
Right.
and he paid dividends right off the bat. So we know what we're getting. We know what type of leader we're getting. My only question is, are the legs ready? And also, I still believe that that's not our biggest issue. Because if Brandon Graham could play offensive guard, I would feel better. That's still the main issue with this team is our offensive line. Even though they did block fairly well against the Vikings, that's still a lot. That's the last piece from us being a consistent, dominant team. We have not gotten that run game together, not yet, and we got to figure that part out. That's a valuable piece of our, I don't know, legacy of that's our identity. That seems to be the buzzword now. That was our identity last year, and we don't have to lean into it so much this year, but we still need to be effective with it, and we haven't been able to do that. So while I think Brandon Graham is phenomenal, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of would have liked it if it was Jason Kelce. But it is what it is. I'm sure he's going to be an addition to the defense, but my prime concern is still that offensive line.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable, especially when you think about the lack of running game that's been pretty consistent over the past several weeks. But just bringing it back to BG, my instant reaction was they can't get any worse. They can get worse. Let's really put it in perspective for those who are more concerned with BG's legacy than what's actually going on in the football field, because his legacy will remain unchanged. Unless they go out and win the Super Bowl, his legacy will remain unchanged. I've seen people try to make the narrative, push the narrative that, oh no, why are they doing this to BG? Like they're doing something to him. Like they're forcing him to come back. Like, at the end of the day, this is a decision that BG made.
Right.
It's a decision that he had to make. This is a decision he made with his family. This isn't a decision he just woke up one day and said, all right, I'm coming back. This has been something that's kind of been in motion for quite some time.
Yeah. But I saw that report that said they've been talking to BG since before they signed Zadarius Smith.
Exactly. And, even then, BG was still on the fence. But BG openly admitted that even during that offseason, he didn't want to retire. He didn't. But because how everything went and how the season ended, he said, you know what? I might as well go out on top.
He was on top. Here's my thing, especially seeing what happened last night.
Right.
You can leave this game in one of two ways. You can walk away, or it will spit you out. And you saw Mike Evans last night. That's what happens when the game spits you out. You make a phenomenal catch, break your clavicle.
He just came back.
Even stand up on your own.
He just came back.
I thought it was his knee because it looked like he fell out on his knee. But and the funny part is it should have been a catch. Just to go through all of that and to go out like that, where they got to cart you off the field, and Brandon Graham was a little bit different because he was he got a chance to walk off on the most grand stage in fashion with the ring,
right?
And everything that comes with that. So everybody doesn't get that opportunity, and he got it. Now you kind of take a step back. That's my only worry, and that's a kind of a personal, because at the end of the day, it's still his decision.
And that's my thing. Like it's ultimately no one twisted his arm to come back.
No, and that's a hard pill to swallow, bro.
They gave Zadarius Smith his locker. You know what I'm saying? And BG was all for it. You get what I'm saying? Like BG was happy when Zadarius Smith came in to fill in that role. And BG, he didn't want to retire, but also the Eagles kind of made it clear around that time that they wanted to get younger as well. And he didn't want to play for another team. So he said, you know what? I'm going out on top. It is what it is. But things happen, and lo and behold, you never know who you need when you need them. You never know where you're going to be until you're there, right? And
you don't know how that's going to manifest itself.
Right. You bring in Zadarius Smith, and he abruptly retires. That took everybody by surprise. So when that happened, that made the picture for BG that much clearer.
Did you hear that he got hurt, Zadarius Smith?
No, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all. But even BG was like, I still don't know, what went wrong. And and BG took it as far as to say it had to be something personal, because something like that just doesn't happen. Guys just don't just randomly just say I'm good. He said it had to be something personal. So I'm praying for him, praying for his family, all that kind of stuff. But he said,
especially when he was being productive too.
In that part, he was being productive. So once Zadarius Smith retired and left the Eagles in that position, I don't want to say left them hanging, because that implies other things. But left them in that position, the Eagles kind of were in scramble mode. Yeah, they were already dealing with injuries. Nolan Smith being on IR, Ogbo Okoronkwo being on IR, Azeez Ojulari just tweaked his hamstring, right? So you're missing a lot of depth there. And let's really put it in perspective. Through 7 games, the Eagles defense has only gotten 3.5 sacks from the edge rushers all year long. 3.5 sacks, and 1.5 came from Zadarius Smith. So from active guys on your roster, guys who are on your roster today, only 2 sacks from the edge rusher position. The Eagles only have 11 team sacks, Marcus. 11 team sacks through 7 games. And 5 of the sacks have come from the D tackle position.
Nicole, put that link up.
3 from Moro Ojomo, 2 from Jordan Davis.
Put that link up, Nicole.
So when you think about it, it's like the Eagles can't get any worse from that position. Uche has gotten a sack. I think Ojulari has gotten a sack, but Jalen Hunt hasn't gotten a sack. Nolan Smith hasn't gotten a sack on the season yet. Jalen Carter hasn't gotten a sack on the season yet. They're not getting home. Now, granted, Jalen Carter has got significant pressures that led to turnovers. Let's not get it twisted.
So did Jalen Hunt.
And so did Jalen Hunt. But I don't think Jalen Carter. I don't think Jalen Carter has hit his stride yet. I think he's approaching it though.
Well, and also Jalen Carter's just getting back. He was injured.
He was injured, and the season opener got a little. His first 7 weeks have been a little tricky. So again, I don't think this hurts the Eagles. If I had any concern, like you, what kind of shape is he in? That was it. I didn't care about legacy. I didn't care about him going out on top and going around up. I didn't care about none of that sunset talk. We in the middle of a season. The bullets are flying.
Right.
The bullets are flying. And if you got somebody that's willing to go to war with you, you bring him in. Simple as that, right? Especially with the lack of production you're getting from the edge rusher position. They're getting pressure. They're getting quarterback hits, but they're not getting home.
Right.
It's just that simple. So the bullets are flying. You're entering week 8. After week 8, you got your bye week. We're already talking about playoff picture now.
Yeah.
So
we midweek. We mid-season now.
We're mid-season.
We talking about positioning.
Yes, the Eagles have 10 games left. 10 crucial games.
We talking about positioning for that first week bye in the playoffs. That's what this is all about.
Exactly. So excuse me if I don't care about BG's legacy right now. You got people who really are talking about, oh, I don't like this. This seems like desperation. And yes, the Eagles are desperate. Newsflash, look at the injury report. Look at Zadarius Smith who decided to retire. And that's his right. And I respect his decision. But yes, they're desperate. The trade deadline is coming up. Are they going to make another move? I think they still need to add at their position, but I think they're going to get healthier when Nolan coming off IR, Ogbo coming off IR. I think Azeez Ojulari, he may need a week or 2 off with that hamstring. You never know, but they're desperate.
Yeah.
I don't understand people's perspective about this right now.
Well,
they care more about him going on top than what's happening right now.
No, it's a fan's perspective.
I'm a fan too, Marcus. I'm a fan too.
But I look at it like this. That doesn't surprise me in the least. Doesn't surprise me in the least. if Jalen Hurts, who everybody and their mama said couldn't play and couldn't take you to a Super Bowl, is taking you to 2 and won 1 and was the MVP, and they still bitching about him now. They're gonna find something with BG. They're gonna find something with AJ. They're gonna find something with Devontae. They're gonna find something with Dallas. They're gonna find something with everybody.
Like, I don't understand people who are saying, "Oh man, the Eagles must be desperate." No shit. No, duh.
Yeah.
The Eagles are desperate. They are missing. They need bodies at this point. It's not even just about talent. They need bodies, and they need bodies that they know can run the defense.
Yep.
That are familiar, that they trust. They need bodies.
If you think about it, it was a good idea. You got somebody close to home, and if they've been talking to him since before they signed Zadarius Smith, my guess is he knew what it was, and he's probably in better shape than we think. Because he's been thinking about this for a while. So,
and on top of that, he brought up one of the first things he brought up was that tricep, and he said, "I spoke to doctors. My tricep is ready." Like, people got to remember, him retiring in the Super Bowl is because he came back sooner. He really came back sooner than he was supposed to. But the doctors looked at it and said, "Okay, you close enough, I guess." He really shouldn't have been playing in that Super Bowl. That's another thing people got to put in perspective. He should have never been in that game. But the doctors decided
he wasn't gonna miss it.
They looked the other way and they signed the paperwork without even reading the dotted line. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and people got to understand, man, when you're in that situation, it doesn't matter what the doctor says. Ultimately, it is your decision.
You heard what Nolan said? Nolan said, "Who are you to tell me when I've done enough?"
Exactly. Ultimately, it is your decision, your career, and you put that on the line. And they know what the deal is. It ain't no different than back in the day when I was playing. The guys knew they was jacked up. Give me a shot. You know that we give you this shot, you can't feel nothing. So you got a good chance of messing it up even more. Yes, give me the shot so I can play.
Correct.
That's just the nature of the beast, man. That's just the Warriors mentality, and that really hasn't changed.
Exactly. And so I say all that to say, I love the move. I'm not against the move at all. I think the move can only help you. That's how I look at it. It can only help you. What do you have to lose? Bring it back, BG.
It's just people are sentimental because it's him. BG is the heart of Philadelphia, period. He's the heart of Philadelphia. I didn't think there would be anybody that could kind of ingratiate themselves into Philly like Jason Kelce did. But Brandon Graham is that person. I would even put them kind of like at the same level. So people they don't want to see anything bad happen to him. Like we were talking before about injury and stuff like that. But that's the nature of the beast. That's how the sausage is made. And he understands the risk and he's willing to take it. Next page.
And guess what, Marcus? He even said because I watched that conversation between him and Bo Wolf on his podcast, Unblocked. And one of the biggest things that he talked about, he said, before anything, I sat down with my wife.
Yeah.
And our main concern was just my mental health. That was the number one thing we cared about, and in the decision making when it came to this, my mental health.
Dude, when I decided to walk away from football, I had the same conversation with my wife. And I remember my wife telling me, make sure you're done with it. Get it out of your system. Because if you don't, you'll be mad that you didn't.
That part. And, he even mentioned how, when he was at, I think he was talking to Bo, and Bo was like, yeah, it was weird. You came to one training camp and you never came back. And he said, honestly, I couldn't come back because I knew I would miss it too much. I couldn't be on the sideline watching the guys, and I'm paraphrasing, but like he essentially said, I couldn't be out there watching the guys go because I would have grabbed some shoulder pads and helped myself, basically.
Bruh, it is. You said it perfect. You said the mental health. That is a real issue that people go through.
And it wasn't like he wasn't busy. He constantly mentioned, I had a new schedule. I never stopped working out, but I had a new schedule. You know,
schedule.
I was
Good Morning
I
Football.
was busy.
He was everywhere.
He said I was busy, but the
Not
bottom
the right
line,
kind of busy.
it's not the kind of busy that he was ready to be.
Yo, Kelsey said the same thing. Jason Kelsey was on WIP. This was, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
He said the exact same thing because they asked him the exact same questions. And he said, you got to get, when you are that good and you play for that long, you got to get comfortable not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's keep it real. Jason Kelsey could have played for another year easily.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. So you got to get used to not doing it. So if he says he wasn't ready to do it, then he shouldn't have done it. But that's water under the bridge now because he back.
Yeah. And you know, BG season last year didn't even end the way outside of the Super Bowl, of course.
Right.
When he got hurt in that Rams game, he was on fire. He was playing better than all those guys. That Rams game, he was going crazy.
He was going nuts.
And then things happened the way it happened. And again, you're not asking BG to play a 17-game season either.
No.
He's coming in.
He's going to be on the pitch count.
He likely won't even play this Sunday. So, but if he does, he does. It's the Kelly Green game. You know, the Eagles are sentimental. The Eagles are sentimental that way. So you may see him this Sunday. You just may. But hypothetically speaking, let's say he doesn't play this Sunday. He has this week plus the bye week. So essentially, he has 2 to 3 weeks to get ready for that Green Bay game.
You know what?
Where you get Nolan back?
I thought he was going to wait till after the bye, but with Ojulari getting hurt, we got slim pickings. So now
because right now at the position you have Jalix Hunt, you got Uche, you got Patrick Johnson, you got Campbell, who's kind of trying to fit that role for you as well. And you also have, make sure I got this right here. You also have that's it. Jalen Hunt, Patrick Johnson, Josh Uche. Ojulari's hurt. So you have no depth there. You only have 3 edge rushers outside of BG. And then if you want to throw Jihaad Campbell in there, 4 edge rushers outside of BG. So BG comes in, is going to give you, all you need is BG to give you about 17 to 23 snaps a game.
Right. And he can do that.
And he can
definitely do that.
He could be an early down guy on rundowns because BG, in my opinion, was one of the best run defenders they had, especially over the past several years on the end. I think that's his real strength, his run defense, his technique. He takes up space. BG's a big dude, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I think
it's gonna work, man.
He's going to come in and help that run defense immediately. He's going to spell some of these guys. I think him already knowing the defense and knowing what to do.
Yeah, the rotation
is going to pay dividends. BG is he's a calming presence if you're on his side of the fence.
He's a calming presence and a fresh pair of legs.
Yeah. Again, the Eagles only got 10 regular season games left, and if everything goes the way you expect, hypothetically, 10 plus 4 or 3 games. So you probably need BG a minimum of 10 games, a maximum of 14 games.
If he can get through this Giants game without cramping, we good.
Yeah,
we good.
Yeah. So the move cannot hurt you. Now, in bringing BG back, I still believe they need more there.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But I also have to keep in perspective that you have 2 more bodies who are on IR that are going to be coming off soon. Nolan,
we got to get healthy, man.
And Ogbo. And I think with the bye week, and if they get this win this week against the Giants, you go into the bye week 6-2.
Yeah.
And you got guys that can really just get away from the game and get healthy, like the offensive line, like you mentioned. I think they'll be getting healthy at the right time because they got Green Bay. They got an NFC North gauntlet coming up. Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit. You got the Cowboys in that stretch as well. That's going to be a very fascinating stretch after the bye week. Again, I say Green Bay, Green Bay week 10, Detroit week 11,
I'm not scared
Dallas
of the
week
Green
12.
Bay.
I'm not scared of Green Bay either, but I'm just saying Green Bay on the road.
Yeah.
Detroit and Philly, Dallas on the road, Chicago and Philly. Then you got the Chargers. So week 10 through week 14, that's not an easy stretch.
No.
That's not. No matter how
But it ain't
confident
easy
you
for
feel,
anybody else. So,
but it ain't easy for
again,
anybody else either.
they got to come play us. JT, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Oh wait,
But
is it my bad? Afrado, my bad. Was Obo's injury season ending? That's my fault. Was it? I thought
I
he was
didn't
just
think
on
it
IR.
was.
Let me see.
Let me read JT's because he basically
Yeah, go ahead.
he has the same position. He said we are in a good position to make it 6-2 by the bye. So we got to get healthy, make it run. Let's go. That 100%, JT, 100%. We are in a good situation. We sitting pretty to make that happen. Hopefully, we can get through this next week clean. No more injuries, no more getting banged up, so we can really use that bye week to really sit around, do nothing, and just kind of heal up. So appreciate that, JT. And then AJ Jones, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. This is actually a good question, Tone. Does BG re-signing keep Howie from making a trade for somebody else? Did you see the potential trade from Max Crosby going to Dallas?
The Raiders just gave him that money. That's an interesting question.
They're gonna give up on him already because they could have paid that money to Micah.
Exactly. That's another thing. People just be talking. You got to think about it from that perspective. Like Max Crosby is making a lot of money right now.
You can't tell me that defense would not be better if Micah Parsons wasn't there. They got to be at the lower end with the amount of points they're giving up right now.
Yeah. By the way, Ogbo is done for the season. That's my fault. So that's actually even more to the point that they need more help there.
Yeah.
So as of right now,
thing.
Aziz dealing with a hamstring. We don't
So we got how many edges? 4?
If we're excluding Jihaad Campbell, if we're excluding him, we have 4 edge rushers or 4 DNs, however you want to look at it.
Okay. So now we got 6.
Nolan and BG, that's 6, yeah.
Huh. Thank you, Linda.
And I still think you're not getting enough production from there. You're just not.
I agree. However, I will say this though. To me, Jalen Carter looked like he was getting back to form.
Yes.
To me, that makes all the difference in the world. Because
I agree with that.
Just watching that one play where he forced that pick 6. That was his play. He caused that. If we can get more play like that, that's going to free up Jordan Davis. That's going to free up the edge. It's going to be a domino effect of things that's going to happen on that defensive line because now the focus goes back to the center and stopping him. He is going to require a double team. If he plays like he did the other day, he didn't play against the Giants, did he, last game?
Who?
Jalen Carter?
No, he didn't play.
So it's
a big deal. That was a big deal. You had to play that game. You had to play that game without Jalen Carter and Quinyon Mitchell.
Yes. So that's going to be a very big deal.
And without Nolan Smith.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That matters.
We got some people's back on the board, and I think we'll be okay. And I'll say it again, just kind of flipping sides again. I think regardless of what you think about BG, we'll be fine on defense. Even with the warts that we have on defense, the situation with CB2, the defense is still finding a way to put the team in position. They are limiting opponents to 3 points or nothing.
Flipping the field, you know what I mean? Taking advantage of opportunities for the most part.
Correct.
For the most part.
If our offensive line ever gets on track, we will look like that dominant team again.
Question. what's going on with Slay? Because I've been hearing a lot about this. You know what's going on?
Slay.
So I don't know what's going on. Slay been tweeting a lot today, and I just don't know what's going on, man.
He probably had a podcast or something. I don't know.
Like,
I know he has not been playing well.
okay.
I know he's like I know the last thing I heard from Slay was he was commenting on, there was a stat that was put out. You know how they rank the DBs based on the opponent's amount of passes, receptions, and yards against. He's at the bottom of the barrel on that list. And I think he was responding to that.
Okay.
So, you know, he'll be good. Linda, I think BG is playing this week, so he'll definitely be available for the Packers game for sure.
Yeah, no, I think he'll definitely be available for that game. I don't
Thank
think
you
that's
for
a
the
question.
super chat.
Yeah, I don't think that's a question. So, you know, just to put a button in the BG conversation, this only can help the Philadelphia Eagles.
Only can help them.
This is a move that clearly has been percolating since the offseason. Let's be honest about it. And I just think Eagles fans need to understand where not the people who view it as a good thing, but the people who are scratching their heads about it, right? The people who are just too concerned with BG's legacy as if it's going to change. He's a defensive end. He's not a quarterback. Like it's not like he's a quarterback coming out of retirement where he's a D end. Like it doesn't really matter in terms of just his legacy is what it is. It is what it is. So for those people who are more concerned with BG's legacy and how he's viewed, instead of focusing on the battlefield, because that's where we are in the thick of, they need to shift their priorities. The Eagles are quite literally in the heat of battle, and they need anybody that's willing to pick up a gun and shoot. And BG is willing to pick that bad boy up and let it rip.
That's a good plug for the leak, as far as I'm concerned. Now we just got to figure out what we're going to do on that O-line. What we're going to do at center. Cam Jurgens, I don't know what the situation is with Cam Jurgens.
I haven't heard any updates about Cam.
And Landon Dickerson, Landon Dickerson needs that bye week in the worst way. And to be honest with you, I don't think a week is going to really help. He needs some time. He needs some serious time. And it's very difficult with the injuries that they have, back injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries. It is very difficult to get healed up playing. Very difficult to do that.
Yeah, I agree, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. And once you hit that like button, make sure you guys hit that hype button as well. It normally will appear right after you hit that like button. It's really important. It really helps the content grow, you guys. That hype button is really something that YouTube is promoting right now, and we want to make sure we're on the right side of history. So make sure you guys smash that like button and then follow it up with hitting the hype button. And I'm not sure if it's available on laptop or desktop or on your tablets, but I know it's available on mobile. So make sure you guys definitely support the channel, support Pro Fan Talk, support Chalk It Up Sports. Make sure you guys are also subscribed as well, and make sure that you have the notification bell turned on. Goes a long way, you guys. Your Philadelphia Eagles are 5-2. 5-2, with as good a chance to do something remarkable as anybody else in this league. You know, we've been watching a lot of football, and I can't wait until we get to our week 7 recap later on in the show. But when I look at the Philadelphia Eagles and I look at the landscape of the league, nobody, and I mean nobody deserves to be talking tough right now. Nobody has the right to be talking tough, Tony. Everybody got their warts, as you would say. Every team has things that they had to figure out. Every team has questions. Now, some teams, their questions are more sexy to talk about. A lot of Philadelphia Eagles. But let's really put it in perspective here. I'm looking at some of these standings, and those Chargers, who everybody loved, and I always love using the Chargers as an example, because I think Justin Herbert is one of the most overrated guys in football. And They overrate that Chargers team so much. And I'm like, they're 4-3. And they have lost to people that they frankly should have beaten. But I always use them as the example of whoever you crowned early, be careful. It could change on you in an instant. So keep doubting the Philadelphia Eagles. Keep questioning whether or not they're legitimate, Drew Brees. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Because it's nothing worse than getting caught by a sleeping dog. Nothing worse than getting caught by a sleeping dog. It's okay. It's okay because this time last year, were the Eagles considered Super Bowl contenders? I don't think so. I don't think I knew we did,
Right.
But did the masses fully wrap their arms around the Eagles as Super Bowl contenders? No. I don't think so. At this point in time, people had questions about the Eagles then. And people got questions about the Eagles now. So that's never going to end. The bottom line is you say it all the time. Once you get into the big dance, who cares what they say about you? And Jalen Hurts actually said this. I think he said it in his post game with Pam Oliver or in his post game press conference.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah,
But
I think it was a post game.
He basically said where we're trying to get to, where our goals are. There's only one thing that matters, and that's winning. Because when it's all said and done, where we're trying to go, no one's going to care about what the number said. They're going to ask
the numbers say, how you got there, how many yards you threw for.
They don't care about did you win or did you lose. Once you get to the playoffs, it's about did you win or did you lose.
Correct.
Simple as that. Find ways to win. Find ways to keep winning. And I think when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, there's not a single team in football, if you ask me, there's not a single team in football that has proven that no matter what's going right or wrong, they can win. And that's my humble opinion. Nobody got to agree with that.
There is so much parity in the league because, again, nobody's dominant. Nobody's really stepping up. We're looking better. Kansas City's looking better. Seahawks are looking better.
Mm-hmm.
You got teams that are looking better. Before the other day, everybody was talking about Atlanta's looking good, and they got. So everybody's getting the turn. Everybody's getting the turn. It doesn't mean anything. All it means is they're looking a little bit better as we exist at the midpoint of the season. And now we got that push to the end to see who can get to the end of the year healthy and where you sit in the playoffs. Because again, all you got to do is make it. Then your slate is wiped clean. To your point, it don't matter how many yards you threw for. Doesn't matter how many touchdowns. It doesn't matter if you're at the top of the division or at the bottom. Because anybody at the top of the division, the way teams have been playing, it doesn't matter. I don't see any team that's just at the top of the hill and is just so much better than anybody else. I just don't. And that's from the Chiefs to us on down.
There are seven teams. There are 7 teams in the NFC that are tied at 5-2. 7. There are 4 teams in the AFC who are tied at 5-2. There are 11 teams in the NFL that all have 5-2 records.
Yep.
The league is more alike than they are apart.
Correct.
And I look at the Philadelphia Eagles and I say to myself, who has the highest ceiling once they get rolling? When you look at the landscape, once they get rolling, who's the most dangerous team for real? There's no more dangerous team than the Philadelphia Eagles once they get rolling. If at their peak, once because it's all about getting hot at the right time, finding your stride. Who got the most bullets in their gun when it's put up a shuttle time?
Yeah, but let me be honest with you. Even to me, even that doesn't matter because you can have a lesser team on paper, but if all the cylinders are hitting, if everything is clicking, that lesser team could be playing the best ball.
I agree with that.
And to me, that's what matters. Are you playing the best ball?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're like 3 out of 4. or we're like 3 out of 5. Offense looked good. The defense has been good. Special teams has been good. The running game, not so much. Run defense could be better. So we like 3 out of 5. So we're still trying to get where we need to be. And there's a lot of football left to get to that point.
I agree.
On top of that, the flip side of that is, can we get through to the end of the season healthy? Can we do that? You just saw what happened to Washington. You see what we dealing with. So everybody gets a turn.
The 49ers, I mean, the fact that they're 5-2 is remarkable.
Dude, did you see that backup linebacker? Lord have mercy. That man just made him a ton of money. You coming in for Fred Warner, and it looks like the defense didn't skip a beat, bro. You just signed a check.
That's that coaching, man.
You got it made. What's up, K-Sap?
That's that coaching, man.
Yeah.
The league, it's in a remarkable place right now. It's very competitive. The NFC, as far as I'm concerned, appears to be wide open. I think anybody can get got.
Anybody can get got.
And there are 8 teams in the league that have 2 losses or less. I'm sorry, 8 in the conference, in the NFC. There's 8 teams that have 2 losses or less. And that's Packers, Niners, Eagles, Bucks, Lions, Seahawks, Rams, Bears. And it's just so funny. Those are the exact same teams that made the playoffs last year, minus the Niners. The Niners didn't make the playoffs last year, but the Commanders did.
I think they're going to be flip-flop this year.
So I don't think the Commanders make the playoffs this year.
I agree.
I
think the Niners get back the way they playing. Mac Jones, Brock Purdy may have lost his job.
I was actually, actually, they gave him too much money. He didn't lose that job. Brock Purdy got paid.
Oh, let me be honest with you. He earned it. He earned it.
Oh, no, I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying that it don't matter what Mac Jones do. They gotta follow through with Brock Purdy.
Well, they do, but they're in one of those situations where they got a good problem to have. Because Brock Purdy's going to come back. Brock Purdy's proven that he can play, but Mac Jones clearly little bit bigger, little bit better arm, all of that type of stuff. So what they have is a solid number 2, and they're going to be looking, especially if Mac Jones continues to play like he's playing, the minute that Brock Purdy looks like it ain't working, Mac Jones is going to be in that game.
And that has always been the Niners. I know you say it's a good problem to have, but for as long as they've had this problem, I don't know if it's a good problem anymore.
If you got 2 good quarterbacks, you ain't got one.
They've consistently been on this quarterback carousel, and
for years.
Not many teams are capable of sustaining success the way they have in doing that.
Since Trey Lance.
Since Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
Like, it was Jimmy Garoppolo. Then they drafted Trey Lance to replace Jimmy G. And then they found Brock Purdy. Then Brock Purdy takes over. Trey Lance never becomes the guy. Then Mac Jones, all of a sudden, like, this is not – the Niners have always been a well-coached team, and they will always be a well-coached team as long as Kyle Shanahan is there.
Yeah.
But they have struggled to have that quarterback that can take them over the top.
Honestly, I thought
and Purdy came
the year when they was in the NFC Championship game, and what's his name? What's the dude? That cornerback dropped that easy interception.
You talking about Jacorsky Tart?
Yes, Tart. He dropped that softball
in that Rams game. In that Rams game, right?
Through his hands. That would have ended the game. That would have took them to the Super Bowl.
Because I think if they're in that Super Bowl, they beat the Bengals.
Absolutely. Joe Cool was something special that year.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but I think they beat the Bengals. I think because that year I felt like the Niners were more talented than the Rams. The Rams, the Niners defense is better than the Rams that year, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, but I would have taken Joe Cool was on a heater that year, and I think Joe Cool would have been better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
So you think it would have came down ultimately to? You think it would have came down to which quarterback can overcome which defense? And I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know because the Bengals still had a bad defense,
really bad.
and it would have been a healthy dose of CMC.
Did they have CMC that year?
I think they did.
I thought they got CMC after that year.
You know what? You might be right.
I think they had Mostert, didn't they?
Mostert was Debo there yet?
Yeah, for sure. I could easily check. That was
Debo was still a running back back then.
That was the 2020 season, right?
Yeah, I don't think CMC was there yet.
Or was that 2021? I think that was 2021.
Yeah, no CMC. They're saying it in the chat.
Yeah, it wasn't CMC.
I think I was wrong on that. Yeah, they didn't have CMC.
Yeah, it was Elijah Mitchell at running back. They had Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're getting off the beaten path here, but Cincinnati would have had a shot because Joe Burrow was playing lights out. He was playing lights out.
Yeah, that was 2020.
Still didn't have a great defense, so
yeah.
We
definitely veered off the path.
Send that game in Madden and see what happens.
But the bottom line is this year, I think it's wide open. As good as the Niners are playing, I think in the end they get got. In the end, I think this is going to come down to, if I'm being honest, man, this is going to come down to Lions, Rams, Eagles, if you ask me.
Possibly. I would say let's wait till we get past week 12. When we get to week 12, because then you'll see, because now if you got injuries at week 12, that has that's going to hurt trying to finish. And depending on who's injured, all of that type of stuff. So, let's wait till week 12 because then you can really see, is anybody kind of taking the lead? Is anybody coming off that corner? You at the last leg of that relay.
That's a good point.
So who's coming off that corner with the lead, hitting that straight first?
That's a very good point because I'm looking at the Eagles 2024 season, right? I don't think in my humble opinion, I don't think the masses considered them Super Bowl contenders until that week 12, week 13 Rams-Baltimore stretch. When the Eagles beat the Rams and Baltimore and back-to-back weeks on the road, that's when people were like, whoa, the Eagles, they're the team to beat.
You know what pisses me off about that year? We should have been undefeated.
When you think about it in hindsight, we definitely could have had
We should have been undefeated.
We could have had a perfect season.
That damn drop pass by Saquon early in the year. And what was the other goose egg that we laid?
Buccaneers, obviously. That was a match unit week. Everybody was hurt.
Yeah.
That was just a bad week for everybody.
AJ didn't play. Jalen didn't play either. Jalen was hurt, wasn't he?
Hurts played, but he was awful.
Yeah. Yeah, Tampa. Yep. So Todd Bowles had our number that year.
Things happened the way they were supposed to happen.
You're right.
Because going into the playoffs with a perfect record is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I don't think I want that juju on me.
You know what? I don't worry about that no more, man, because the way our team was constructed and the way Jalen Hurts thinks, and honestly, man, the way Sirianni runs his ship, everybody is you 1 week ahead. You worry about this week. I don't want to hear nothing about what's coming next.
Yeah.
So we can make that happen, but we got the demons out the way now. So
let me ask you a question. Because remember, I gave you the week 12, week 13 weeks, the Thanksgiving week and December 1st. Those were the 2 weeks that was a clear-cut signifier to the masses that the Eagles are legit. Beating the Rams in LA and beating the Ravens in Baltimore.
Right.
that was a clear sign, in particular for the Eagles defense as well. Like, okay, that defense is legit, right? So when you look at the Eagles schedule this season, the remaining schedule, because a lot of the tough games happened at the beginning, right? You beat Dallas, who looks like their offense is damn near unstoppable, and their defense is up and down, depending on who they play. But you started the season, you beat Dallas at home, you beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, you beat the Rams at home, you beat the Bucks in Tampa, then you lose to the Broncos and you lose to the Giants. But then you beat Minnesota and in Minnesota. That 5-2 stretch speaks to, despite the things they weren't able to get done offensively, that 5-2 start speaks to their mettle mentally, right?
It helps tremendously.
And you own the tiebreaker on the Rams and the Buccaneers. And if the Cowboys make the playoffs, you own the tiebreaker over them as well. Well, you got to beat them twice, probably.
Right.
But and if Minnesota's in the running for the playoffs, you own the tiebreaker over them as well. So you've beaten 3 crucial NFC teams: Rams, Bucks, Vikings. Then you got Giants week 8, bye week 9. You got Green Bay week 10 at Lambeau. You got Detroit at Lincoln Financial Field. Then you got to go to Dallas. Then the Bears come to Philly. Then the Chargers.
Detroit's going to be tough.
But let's just focus week 10, week 11, week 12, week 13. 4 consecutive NFC opponents, which can define your season.
Yep. That can shape where we sit in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, or if we in the playoffs.
I think if you ask me, I feel like Green Bay and Detroit are must-win games.
I agree. Detroit is going to be tough because Detroit, they are running the ball so well.
Yes.
Right now. Jahmyr Gibbs is woof.
I love that boy.
That boy look crazy right now. He doing the stuff Saquon did last year. And their offensive line has got confidence. And like, hey, let's get the ball to the young fella and let him do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And damn it if he ain't doing it.
Yeah. So
that's a tough out. But it was the same thing last year. And these are the games that you got to play to establish yourself as somebody who can legitimately have an opportunity to repeat.
Because they literally said that Rams-Baltimore road stretch, that people had the Eagles going 0-2 right there.
Yep.
People said that those 2 games are going to define whether the Eagles are legit or not.
Yep.
So that was week 12, week 13. I think it happens a bit earlier. Week 10, week 11 is going to tell people whether or not the Eagles should still be considered legitimate.
Yeah. But here's something that people ain't thinking about.
Okay.
And this is a feather in the cap for us. We beat Brian Flores and we beat Todd Bowles. And
you didn't just beat them. Obviously, the second half of the Bucks game was a little funny. But that first half, you lit them up.
Yeah.
He was blitzing too. You lit him up.
We took their best shot.
You took their best shot. And in Minnesota, you took their best shot all game long.
Right.
And not only did you take their best shot, you actually had a little cold spell in that second quarter. And then second half, you just laid it on them, and kept beating the blitz. And people keep thinking that, hey, the blitz is the way to beat Jalen Hurts, or hey, shut the run down and let Jalen Hurts beat us. At some point, they got to wake up and realize that is not the answer anymore.
Right.
So, you're right. It is a feather in the cap.
I just look at that because I'm looking at, is there another coordinator that we can look at where we have to worry about like we did with Todd Bowles and Brian Flores? I don't think so. You bring a big point. Brian Flores and Todd Bowles. Brian Flores was coming up with some shit.
Yo, some of the things I saw them guys doing, like right before the snap, guys will move at the last minute. I'm like, oh shit! Like,
and again, don't think that the other teams are not going to watch that tape and pull some stuff from it. So
Yeah, man. That's why that bye week. I think that Eagles bye week is so perfectly placed.
yeah,
It's so perfectly placed.
I hope we can get some people healthy. Like truly healthy.
Mhm.
It's one thing to get a week off. It's another thing to get healthy. To be, when I say healthy, I mean I need Landon Dickerson to be at 100%, or at least in the 90s.
That's gonna be tough.
That's gonna be very tough. I need Cam Jurgens to be in the 90s.
Mm.
So if not, then the bye week is meaningless.
Mm.
That's what we need it for. We got to get some people not to be banged up. We got to have our best players in the best positions ready to go. Not trying to gut it out. I need to know that they are going to play and play up to expectations. Play up to being as good as they actually are.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Green Bay right now, right? Because I think Green Bay is one of those teams that we have their number as well. I just feel like Green Bay and the Rams fall into that category. That's my humble opinion.
Right.
But I'm looking at the Packers wins, right? They did beat the Lions in week 1. They did. But since then, they didn't play a single playoff team from last year. And they lost to the Browns, obviously. They tied with the Cowboys. They beat the Bengals. They beat the Cardinals. They beat the Commanders.
Right.
All three of those teams are shells of themselves. Now, the Cardinals gave them a little bit of run for their money. But I just look at Green Bay and I say to myself, like you, I agree. I don't want to say not concerned, but nothing about them makes me uncomfortable.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And I look at it from the standpoint of if we can handle Micah Parsons in Dallas, we can damn sure handle him in Green Bay. At home.
Mm. Mm.
So he might get one in a couple times, but for the most part, their defense can be suspect and their offense can be suspect, and Jordan Love can definitely be suspect.
And that's the thing, right? When you get to that second leg of the season, now it's about making the plays you need to make.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I look at Jordan Love as a quarterback that I'm sorry, I don't look at him as a quarterback that has consistently made the plays that he's needed to make when he needed to make them.
Right.
Like, it's not an accident that when we went in the playoffs, we forced that boy to throw 3 interceptions.
Yep.
It's not an accident. I'm not saying Jordan Love isn't talented, but
he just struggles like everybody else does.
But he lacks a certain refinement to his game that when he's prone to press. He's prone to press. And he is definitely good.
That's the perfect term. Yes.
And he's good for throwing an interception in the red zone or in a crucial moment of a game.
Right.
He can press. And sometimes that's the problem with some of these guys who are supremely talented, because they think they can throw themselves out of a well.
Correct.
You know what I'm
Chucking
saying?
it up there. Trying to make stuff happen. Absolutely right.
And people can criticize Jalen Hurts' skill set all they want. But what makes Jalen Hurts so special, in my opinion, is that he also knows what he isn't. And he knows how to do exactly what's necessary to get you that W. Now, obviously, you lost to the Giants, you lost to the Broncos. You're not going to go through a season unscathed.
Right.
You're not. But if you telling me game of my life, I need this W, am I going to put the ball in Jordan Love's hands or Jalen Hurts' hands? I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
Every time.
And people can play the numbers games and play the talent games all they want. But if you ask any one of those analysts, game of your life, who you putting the ball in hands in, Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love, they're picking Jalen Hurts. They're picking Jalen Hurts, and they know it because he's done it. He's proven it, and he's been to the Super Bowl twice. Jalen Hurts has so much playoff experience. And again, I want to bring a full circle to his point, the point that he made after that game. When it's all said and done, where we're trying to go, all the numbers and all that stuff is not going to matter. The question is, did you win or did you lose?
Right. And by the way, we are at the Packers.
Yeah, we're going to be in Lambeau, which is going to be and Jalen Hurts has won at Lambeau before.
Yes, yeah.
He beat them at Lambeau in 2022. So that's so that's not, and also Jalen Hurts is undefeated against the NFC North.
Yeah,
and we're going to see if he can maintain that, because the Bears look like they're playing with more confidence.
Yeah, the Bears look good lately,
but
they can still get got.
Of course, and I think DeAndre Swift is playing very well for them.
Woo.
He's playing very well, but like you said, I think
Caleb Williams, get jealous. I get jealous when I watch how they use them.
Yeah,
and mad that we didn't use them like that when we had them.
Yeah.
Wasted talent.
Yeah. Did you know Christian McCaffrey is like top 5 in receiving yards?
Yeah.
Like they use it, like he's been like a wide receiver, yo. It's crazy. He has like over 500 receiving yards through seven games. It's crazy.
You know what? But the one thing I like about San Francisco.
Oh, was it home? My bad, Chris. Was it home? Let me double check that. Maybe
22.
Oh, were we home? Has Jalen Hurts ever played at Lambeau? Thanks for correcting me.
I don't know.
Thanks for correcting me on that. We were home. My bad, y'all. We were in Philly for that game.
Was it last year when we played in Brazil?
We were in Brazil.
Yeah,
we were in Brazil.
Brazil was considered a home game.
Yeah, we were in Brazil. Okay, thank y'all for correcting me on that. I appreciate that. In 2022 we beat them at home, and then in 2024 we beat them in Brazil, and in the playoffs we beat them at home again. The last time the Eagles were in Lambeau was in 2020, and that's when Carson Wentz got benched and Jalen Hurts came in, but the game was already lost at that point.
Right.
So it wasn't like Jalen Hurts came in and had a chance to really save that game.
Regardless of what happened before, we got to handle business this time.
That's that, and it always comes back to that, right?
Always comes back to that, bro. It is not complicated. We got to handle business now.
Yeah,
what we did before does not matter.
Yeah, for sure. That's the perfect button on that. You know, on the, I guess you'll say, on the evaluation of the landscape. You know, of an appraisal of the state of the NFL. You know what I mean? Real quick before we get to our Week 7 recap and figure out who has the lead this week, because I think I may have your number this week. Bush, what's been your thoughts on the whole AJ Brown fans just kind of jumping out the window on this guy? You know, I showed you the Instagram post earlier before the show. You know, the caption said, "Using me, but not using me." You know, he posted a picture of himself, you know, flexing. You know, it looked like it was after he wanted to score the touchdown. And then he posted a video clip of the guy in the gym, you know, talking crazy, saying like, "I do this," you know, I put my blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, like, just tough talk, grown man talk, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, give me your thoughts on just the way AJ Brown has been and is received right now amongst the fan base, because I got to be honest with you, man. I feel like people give more grace to Terrell Owens than AJ Brown. And Terrell Owens, with all due respect, he ain't did shit for you. He gave you one season of excellence and then bounced. He ain't did shit for you. But go ahead, Marcus.
I don't have much to say on it. Here's what I think.
No fucks given.
you talking about something that is irrelevant. You dealing with people that are looking for something to say, right? Like they looking for something to say. They're looking for something to bitch about, and that's the low hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear shit about AJ Brown. I don't want to hear shit about you don't like his tweets. The only thing I care about is when they throw him the ball, does he catch it? Is he truly always open? Yes. Get that man the ball. If y'all mad, you're gonna be mad by yourself. And do me a favor, stay the hell over there. Get out of AJ Brown's mentions, stay out of his DMs. Let that man do whatever he got to do. If he got to tweet, if that makes him catch the ball better, then tweet to your heart's content. Post it on IG. I don't care. The only thing I care about is what happens when you step in the link. When you step in the link, you better be about business. That's the only thing that matters. Y'all been listening to too much of this nonsense on WIP and 97.5. That's the bullshit that don't matter. What you do on the field is the only thing that matters. Point, period, end the paragraph, full stop.
I agree 100%. You know, people always take it as an opportunity for like trying to call him dysfunctional. And AJ Brown is not a dysfunctional player. You know, I posted something on Twitter, right? Because, you know, I consider myself quite the philosopher, Marcus, in case you didn't realize. But I posted something and I said, AJ Brown is a family man, a husband, a father, a philanthropist, a man of faith, a gym rat, an avid reader, an advocate for mental health, a team captain, and lastly, but least importantly, a phenomenal player with the Super Bowl and 3 All-Pros on his resume as a Philadelphia Eagle.
All right.
But y'all want me to care about an Instagram caption.
I don't care, man.
but y'all want me to care about an Instagram caption.
What about the wrong thing?
Like, and they know damn well come Sunday when he catching a rock, they're gonna be back on his jock. So why even jump out the window and get emotional? Why act like you care about something where that you know you really don't care about? Like sometimes people get wrapped up in the whirlwind of caring about everything. And we're not designed as humans to care about as much thing as social media conditions us to care about.
No, not even close, bro. Not even close.
We fake care about this stuff. Fake care. The reality is,
no, some people really do, but in my opinion,
they think they do.
They put too much into it. Because that's ultimately that's the stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, and by the way, he has never been wrong about what he said. If you want to go back last year talking about the passing game, he was 100% right. If you want to get pissed off because he tweeted something this year and never said the passing game, but everybody knew what the hell he was talking about, he was 100% right. And then a week later, Lane Johnson, Mike Lotta, Devontae Smith, they all co-signed what he said.
Exactly.
If you want him to be the leader, let him be the leader. Sometimes the leader's got to be the vocal one.
Sometimes the leader got to be the one to take the bullets too.
Yes, absolutely.
And he's make that abundantly clear. He said, listen, if I got to be the bad guy to make sure we on track, I will gladly do that. He said, I am willing to carry any weight I need to carry for my teammates. And they know that. And that's why he's a captain. Because those guys know that he's willing to take any bullet and carry any weight as far as he needs to carry it for those guys. That's the thing that people need to understand. Like, they give more. I'm telling you, Marcus, I'm not making it up. They give Terrell Owens more grace than they give AJ Brown.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I've never seen people hold on to one season from a wide receiver in my life. And I loved Terrell Owens when he was in Philly. Don't not get it twisted. I loved Terrell Owens in Philly. And I felt like he didn't get a fair shake with the Donovan McNabb dynamic and all that kind of stuff. And the Eagles ultimately chose their quarterback over the receiver, as you should.
Right.
But the way people have ingratiated themselves with Terrell Owens when he was more of a distraction than AJ Brown.
Ever could be. And I mean this with respect because I'm a Terrell Owens dude. I love Terrell Owens. Should have been the first ballot Hall of Famer. And that's a fair, and he would even say that at this point. That's a fair criticism. He can, and I believe he has said as much, like him and Donovan still ain't friends, but he can acknowledge that he did not handle things the right way.
Right.
Because ultimately, if you look back, for those of you who are old enough to remember, all of this came out because at least from my point of view, Donovan didn't co-sign for the Eagles to re-sign T.O. And
But he to your point, what made it bad though was the fact that his position was, I don't get into those kind of conversations.
You never talk about somebody else's check.
But then he took it upon himself to advocate for B West to get his money.
Yeah.
So it looked funny in the light.
Looked funny in the light. You're absolutely right. So admittedly, both of them has said as much. They didn't handle it the right way. But that water under the bridge. But to your point, if you want to see what a real diva looks like, that's what a real diva looks like. And most people don't remember that. They don't understand it if the only thing you saw is YouTube highlights. If the only time you saw it on YouTube was when he was, when he would down the ball on the star. You know what I mean? Like y'all didn't see that. Everybody talks about the sit-ups in the driveway, yeah. But if you weren't there, you don't understand the circus that was created by that dude.
People don't, and again, at that time, that was what 04, 05, 06.
Yeah,
it
was crazy.
I was like 12, like 11 around that time.
Like people forget. People forget on Monday Night Football. The blonde chick from Desperate Housewives, Monday Night Football did a skit with, I forget what her real name is, but Desperate Housewives was the hottest show on television. Mm-hmm. Terry Hatcher, it was all baddies on that show.
Eva Longoria.
And the Eva Longoria and the blonde one, they did a skit where the blonde chick came in the Eagles locker room with nothing on but a bath towel, and she dropped the towel. They did that whole skit. And that's just to let you know how crazy it was for Terrell Owens. He demanded that much of attention because for as crazy he was off the field, he was that talented on the field. So his crazy and his talent balanced each other out. You don't have nowhere near that level of insanity with A.J. Brown. You got a very thoughtful, introverted receiver that has admittedly had mental health issues, so he chooses to deal with stress in a specific way, and he has to do it that way because that is the way that works for him, period. So I don't care about people getting mad at tweets. AJ, you do it the way you got to do it. Because every time he steps on that field, you ain't never got to worry about if he giving you 100%. Yeah, people gonna bitch and moan about the play that he gave up on and all that kind of stuff. And I'm looking at it as a player, I understand why he did what he did. Mm-hmm. I totally understand it. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't that much. How come y'all didn't have that same energy for Dallas Goedert when he did it? Mm-hmm. Like, stop playing with that. And then you come back, throw him the ball, get him the ball, make it happen. Don't force the ball on him when he ain't open. And like you did, was that against the Rams? I think it was, or the week before that. Was that the I can't remember what game that was. Where they kept trying to throw him the ball, and it was like, dude, that didn't even look right.
That was the but they kept forcing it to him. I think that was the Bucs
it was like
game,
3 passes in a row.
I think that was the Bucs game.
You might be right.
I think that was the Bucs game.
It was a home game. But in any case, that was the Bucs. All right, Tyjon, appreciate that.
Because remember, we were saying the week against the Rams, those are the same routes, same passes. The only difference is he caught them instead of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, I guess I'm saying all that to say, A.J. Brown is not, nor has he ever been, the problem.
And also, people love to pretend there's one way to lead.
Correct.
There is more than one way to lead. I listened to Cooper DeJean on his podcast without being prompted. Shout out AJ Brown. They were because footage has been coming out the past couple weeks with AJ Brown and Cooper DeJean kind of having like this pregame ritual or like this ritual where they just do wrestling moves on each other and they just play fight or whatever, and they just hug and they just hugging each other a lot. And DeJean is just like, yo, AJ is such a good friend. And is just such a thoughtful dude. He said, yo, I love A.J. Brown. Like, And you know what I love? You know what I love the most about this past Sunday? I loved that regardless, when they walked off that field and AJ had the game he had, and when he was on the sideline, his face was exactly the same as it was in all those other games.
Yeah.
His demeanor was exactly the same on the sideline. Calm, cool, looking real stoic, looking real relaxed. His faces was exactly the same.
He is who he is. The problem that exists with social media, sports media now, everybody wants to project on players. Everybody wants players to react to certain situations
as they should,
how they would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work. But everybody wants to put that out there. When they did, I'm tired of the tweeting. Why can't you just do this? And it's like, if
you know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like shut up and dribble.
Exactly. Why you bitching when we were 4-0 and it's like, you know what? You got problems going on, and when you the best in your company and things ain't working right, somebody got to speak up, because if he didn't speak up, they'd be bitching that he wasn't a good enough leader. So
right,
my thing
they'd be
is,
like, you got a seal on your chest. Like, why aren't you more vocal on the sideline? And it's like,
if you gonna get
the reality is,
I'm gonna make it worth my while.
And Marcus, we're not talking about like a tight end. We're not talking about like a D tackle. We're talking about WR1.
Elite.
The most high maintenance position in football.
And we're not talking about a good wide receiver. We're talking about an elite
one that is dominant.
And by the way, we are talking about the same one that got hit by a car riding a bike in Philly. And like, so don't tell me somebody ain't dedicated to the team when you go through all of this bullshit.
Right.
Stop playing and stop worrying about what folks are saying on WIP and 97.5. It don't matter. Let that man do what he got to do, because he's doing it at a high level, and there is not many in this league that can do it like he's doing it.
And they love
shut up and be appreciative of the one we got, because it's very easy to bring up the James Thrash and go back to them days. No shade on Thrash, but he wasn't AJ.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So people, I think people get spoiled on what we got, and they want to throw their spin on it well, you should do it like that. Like, what the hell do you know? Like, stop playing with me.
You know another thing that grinds my gears? When people say, listen, we could find another AJ Brown. Hold on.
Try. Ask Oren Burks how that work out for him.
Try. Because I'll tell you this right now. The Titans thought they found one in Treylon Burks. They thought they found
Oren Burks.
You said Oren, yeah. They thought they found one in Treylon Burks, and I actually thought Treylon Burks was going to be a good receiver in football. I watched him at Arkansas. It was Arkansas State or Arkansas, the Razorbacks. Nonetheless, I watched him. I thought Treylon Burks was going to be a good receiver in football. Treylon Burks isn't even in the league anymore.
I think he just got picked up.
But the point is, picked up by somebody. They moved on from AJ Brown for Treylon Burks to try to get cheaper at the position, and thought they could get the same production. This game is not that simple. Where you can just say, oh, we could find another AJ Brown, or hey, we still got Smitty. Hey, part of the reason Smitty's great is because AJ is next to him too.
And the fact that people still say that, like, it's so easy to do.
It's not easy to replace talent. It's not easy to replace talent.
You got a first round pick doesn't mean anything. Go down the list and look at all of the top 10 picks that didn't turn out. And when you a top 10 pick, or in my opinion, if you are selected in that first round, one of those first 32 picks, your job is to be great, not good. There is a big difference. And if you go look at how many of those first round picks panned out, how many of those quarterbacks that went top 10, how many of them have Super Bowl rings? How many of them have actually been to a Super Bowl? You'd be surprised. So, and I'm saying all that to say, people need to stop with the complaining, because a player doesn't operate, act, respond like you think they should. There is a reason why they are, one of one. Because if it was that simple, everybody would be doing it. Randall was different. Seth was different. Eric Allen was different. Andre Waters was different. Willie T was different. I'm not expecting him to be just like everybody else. Not when you got somebody elite. You should expect something different. And you ain't gonna like all of it. Because if you understood it, you would probably be elite as well. But you're not. Facts.
That's a fact. We got a super chat here.
My bad.
No, you good. Listen, man. Listen, I actually like when you get in your bag. I don't think you do it enough, personally.
Man.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I try to find ways to rile you up a little bit. I'm still learning you a little bit. I'm still learning. But, that player in you comes out every now and again.
Yeah, man, it does, bro.
We need that. We need that.
It does.
That's going to take us to the top, Marcus. We need you to crash out once in a blue moon.
Oh,
I can't keep being the one.
Like Darnell, you 100% right too. T.O. didn't want to leave. He balled out for us on a broken leg. Absolutely.
That's true. That's true. And I don't take nothing away from T.O. in that regard, right? And I really hope people don't think I'm trying to diminish what T.O.'s remarkable season, because the moment T.O. got there, we actually got over the hump.
Got over the hump.
Let's call it what it is.
Got over the hump.
T.O. is the reason they got over the hump. But the bottom line is the job wasn't finished.
Correct.
And when and then the following season, things happened the way it did. He spent 2.5 seasons in Philly. 2.5 seasons. He only played 21 regular season games as a Philadelphia Eagle. And he was remarkable in 2004. But guess what? Job didn't get finished.
18 touchdowns?
14.
Wasn't that the bet with Andy Reid about wearing tights? He made a bet with Andy Reid to wear tights if he scored like 18 touchdowns or something like that. 18 passing touchdowns.
I think, but he scored 14 on the regular season.
Yeah, because he got hurt. But
he got hurt. He would have did it because he played 14 games. He needed
the point that he put it out there.
Yeah. T.O. put up one of the toughest performances in the Super Bowl. Like, I mean, we're not going.
We got a roster with talent that is as good, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. So, but again, I don't want to diminish T.O. That's not the goal here. The goal is the fact that there's people there's just people who give more grace to Terrell Owens than A.J. Brown, and Terrell Owens was significantly more of a distraction. Significantly,
right? More. Not even close, man. Not even.
That's the
same talent, less distraction.
Simple as that, man. Darnell, thank you for the super chat, by the way, dog. Really do appreciate you. It means a lot to us. Let's transition into our week 7 recap. Let's transition into that. Let me pull up my picks here.
I forgot I had mine up, but I'm gonna do it right now. I'm pulling out a pen and paper.
You all good, big dog? Because I had a very good week. I don't know about you.
I
had a very good week with my picks, and I was skating on thin ice for a couple of them games, but the Broncos came through for your boy. Woo! The Broncos came through for your boy. All right.
All right, Steelers and Bengals.
Yeah, we that was a hell of a game. Obviously,
we both took that L.
Yeah, we both took that L. And the Steelers, I thought they had them on the ropes, but Bengals just kept on shooting.
Yep.
That game was a shootout through and through.
That game did nothing but just ruin Cleveland's week.
Yeah. And then I listen to Cleveland sports radio in the mornings, man, and it is hilarious. It is hilarious. Y'all think we got issues? We ain't got no issues, man. We good. That's what I be trying to tell
you. We good.
People. Like,
y'all need to stop bitching. We good.
Yo, Marcus, I try to tell him, like, yo, there's manufactured outrage, which is what's happening in Philly, but then there's real outrage, which is happening in Cleveland. Y'all want real outrage that's not manufactured? Go listen to Cleveland radio. Go listen to Tennessee sports radio. Like, you gonna hear legitimate concerns and outrage and criticism. Really? The Eagles are so good, they got to manufacture it. They're so consistent, they got to manufacture it. You know what I mean? Everybody got a job to do. I get that. But sometimes I always say, you know what? Does that speak to the lack of talent these days where guys, they don't know how to use their charisma and give solutions and still be entertaining? And I don't know. I don't know. Like it's guys only know how to use the rage bait to get the people going.
That's just the way the landscape is laid out at this point, man. So
yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah. And I guess when you're a part of an art form that's essentially dying, you have to do whatever you can.
Right.
So it is what it is. But yeah, Steelers lost to the Bengals, man. That was a crazy game. Hell of a game. Rams at Jags. I had the Rams winning, and the Jags are starting to come back down to earth.
I had the Rams winning that too.
Yeah, the Jags since that Chiefs game, they've been on a 2-game losing streak. They lost to the Seahawks and they lost to the Rams. So, you know, to me, I think about the receiver position. You know, Jackson Smith-Njigba has been on a heater. He leads the league in receiving yards.
Right.
And Devontae Adams by himself cooked the Jags secondary. So the Jags, I had higher hopes for them, but teams like that, organizations like that, they always revert back to who they really are.
Yeah, that was a reality check for them. I still think they're a good team, but that's one of them things that lets them know where they are in the pecking order.
They were 4-1, and now they're 4-3 that quickly.
But like we said before, anybody can get got, and guess what? We can't really talk because we lost to the damn Giants.
Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And lost to the Broncos, who barely beat the Jets.
Exactly.
So that's how you know this league is not. It's not as simple as zeros and ones. This league is very, very unique where you can be a team that people think is legitimate, then you find a way to lose to a team that you ain't got no business losing to.
Alexander, they wanted Trevor to be so much better than Jalen Hurts, it was killing. Mm-hmm. But he's not.
It gets to a point where you got to accept the guy for who he is, and
you got to deal with what he is and not what it should be.
Trevor Lawrence
he's good.
He's an above average quarterback.
Yeah. He's good, not great.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think we've never seen Trevor Lawrence even have remotely of the highs that Jalen Hurts has had.
Here's a funny question. Who's got the best deep ball in the NFL?
Jalen Hurts.
Who's got a better arm, Jalen Hurts or Trevor Lawrence?
Many would argue Trevor Lawrence.
Exactly.
Arm talent's not enough.
Case closed. Case closed. All y'all young folks, go look up. I say this all the time. Go look up Jeff George. Go look up Jeff George on YouTube. Watch how he threw the ball. That man, that was the strongest arm I've ever seen in the NFL. But he sucked as a quarterback. He was not good.
Jay Cutler. You know, he could throw a football over the mountains.
Yep.
But
not a good quarterback.
Not a good quarterback. Not consistent.
Nope.
So yeah, Rams beat the Jags. So I got that one right. We both got that right.
Yeah.
Saints at Bears. We both got that right. Bears smoked them. Bears smoked them. They went into halftime up 20-7.
Yep.
And then went into the fourth quarter, up 23-14. And Saints had a chance, but they just couldn't generate any points in that fourth quarter, and the Bears just held them at bay. So, yeah, Bears beat the Saints. Bears got something going there. I think the Bears are currently 4-2.
Yeah,
and the Bears are actually on a 4-game winning streak. Now, granted, they've beaten some bad teams, right? They lost and they're also 0-2 in their division so far. So that's not a great position to be in, especially if we're trying to make the playoffs. But they beat the Cowboys, they beat the Raiders, they beat the Commanders, and they beat the Saints. None of those teams are. I think out of that group, the Cowboys are obviously the better team.
Yeah, Cowboys have been looking good, man.
And the Cowboys can put up numbers. Like offensively, they're as explosive as any team in football. Let's make that very clear, by the way. The Cowboys are as explosive as any team in football, and they just got CD back.
Yeah.
So, and they're all. And
although he did not look like he was 100%.
Nah, but I mean, to come back and have a 70-yard plus touchdown catch is pretty cool.
Agreed.
So I mean, hey, if that's not 100%, I don't know what 100%. I don't want 100%. Where does it go from there?
You're right.
But Bears 4-2. They're in a 4-game winning streak. They beat the Saints. I think they beat the Ravens next week as well, but we'll see though. They got 2 home games back to back, Ravens and then Bengals. That Bengals game is going to be interesting.
Yes, it will.
Especially with Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco got another week in the offense.
But I think the Bears are also another team that, like, the Bears are closer to the Jags than they are the Packers. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like they're closer to a fall off than they are a pickup.
Right.
And that's just because they haven't built that equity up. And they're still learning how to win games. And that's a skill. Knowing how to win games. A skill that Jalen Hurts has mastered. See what I did there, y'all? I'm always going to bring it back to it. Always going to bring it back to Jalen Hurts because he one of them ones.
He one of them ones.
And I'm gunning for that Jalen Hurts interview. Oh, man. So, Bears beat Saints. We both got that right. This is a game I got way wrong. Browns versus Dolphins.
We both did, bro.
Dog.
We both did.
I didn't think it could get worse for the Dolphins.
I didn't think so either. Not against Cleveland. That was the death knell right there. That was the death toll for Mike is out of there. Tua got benched. Yeah.
Remember when you asked me?
I don't want to hear nothing else. Let that be the last time y'all bring up some shit that happened in college. Let that be the last time you bring up Tua with Jalen Hurts because of what happened in college and he replaced him and blah, blah, blah. Man, I don't want to hear that story ever again. Stop.
Remember when you told me, hey, how long you think until they fire him? Remember what I told you? That well, do you remember what I told you?
I said
I asked you, or what's the first thing I asked you? I said, when's their bye week?
Yeah.
And it's week 12. They got 4 games into that bye week. They got Atlanta, Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington.
That's 4 more losses. Well, Washington,
they're not winning anymore.
They can beat Washington.
Well, if Jaden Daniels is healthy by then
I don't. Depends on how bad that.
And maybe
they wasn't as bad as they thought, but it's possible. It's possible they go 0-4.
Dog.
I don't think
he's not making this to the bye week. He's not making it.
They already in mutiny. They already jumping ship. If Tua is one of the most soft-spoken guys out there, and he talking shit.
Honestly, Tua is not only losing those games, he's losing at the podium as well.
Brian Flores was right.
Brian Flores was right. He
That's
knew something about that kid.
Brian Flores was right. Y'all Miami owe him an apology. You shouldn't have fired him. That was suspect anyways.
Do you think? Because Tua got benched and he's getting paid a lot of money.
A lot of money. Them checks still got to cash.
Sure do. Do you think Mike McDaniel makes it to the bye week? Because if you do,
yes.
Let's make a friendly wager.
Let me say it like this. Yes, I think he does, because that would be, if you're going to fire him during the season, that's the best time to do it. It doesn't do you any good to do it. You got to give yourself time to figure out what you want to do.
I hear you, but they've already benched Tua. You bench Tua.
Right.
They're not giving like time to figure out what you want to do. They benched Tua.
The ship is leaking, man. So
and started and put in Quinyon Ewers from Texas.
Yeah, I think you might be right, bro.
So when you bench the franchise guy who you have more equity in than the head coach isn't far behind.
Nah, and you can tell they don't like him anyways. He was a nerd that got a position because there was a lot of guys that should have got a job before he did. A lot of guys.
Did you hear what they were talking about? Like, this guy Mike McDaniel can't win, yo. They said, you look at this team on the sideline and you see their head coach and he's wearing gold frame sunshades in a torrential downpour and overcast. There's no sun out. Like, they're basically saying, like, this dude is a caricature. He's a clown. He's like,
dude, I can't get over the fact that he was vaping on the sideline during the game. I'll never forget that. I was like, this joker is vaping.
I'm gonna be honest.
I said, but I done seen it all.
He's
but
like,
you know what?
He's like that trust fund kid that fell into a company and is driving into the ground.
Eventually, the truth will be shown. Eventually, the truth will be shown.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we both got that wrong, man. Cleveland, they bought Dylan Gabriel another game. That's how bad they were. That's how bad they were.
But nah, because Dylan Gabriel was horrible too. Dylan Gabriel ain't nothing but a check down, Charlie.
You know what? To your point,
people want to try to. He played 6 years in college. He's got a lot of experience. When does a rookie have experience in the NFL?
That's a good point.
When has that ever been an attribute that you can apply to a rookie? Because he's got a lot of experience in college. He played 6 years in college. So what? He's struggling right now. He's the same size as Bryce Young, but not as good.
So Tua threw 3 interceptions.
Tua's hot garbage right now.
And Dylan Gabriel had 102 yards in adjusted pass yards. 102 yards.
Correct. What was his longest pass? What was his longest throw? Dylan Gabriel.
His longest throw was 23 yards.
Yeah. Now, if you go back and look at that play, you bring up next gen stats. How many that 20-yard play? How many yards did that ball travel in the air?
The yak. That's a good question.
That's what you want to look at. Because remember, I say this all the time. The long ball is overrated. Get the ball in the hands of your playmaker as soon as possible and let them make plays. You're not going – he ain't throwing deep balls. You getting the ball to your playmaker. You getting the ball to Judkins or Jerry Jeudy, and you hoping they can make a play. You ain't throwing the ball deep.
Yo, do you think
maybe you hit Fannin down the middle?
Do you think Mike McDaniels is on edibles right now?
He probably is. He probably is.
Oh, he just looks worn out.
You know what? His whole thing is, I would. Nah, never mind. I'm not even gonna go down that conversation. I'm not going. No, never. We'll talk after.
Take me.
I can't. No, I don't want to go there. No,
Marcus, take me to the deep end.
Sorry, man.
Come on.
I'm not doing it, bro.
Take us to the top.
Nope. We'll keep it moving.
Take us to the top, Marcus.
We'll keep it moving. We'll talk after. I'm not even going to enter that conversation, bro. But he's done had plenty of time to try to get it done. He was supposed to be another one of those gurus, but it turns out he's another one of them dudes that you get pissed off because you look at all of the other talented coaches that have been putting in work that got passed over for him. They got passed over for him. Better resumes. I even here in Philly, everybody's talking about Kevin Batulo and talking about, hey, if Mike McDaniels becomes available, I don't want Mike McDaniels in Philly.
Yo, that's another
Philly
thing too.
will-
I've been hearing that, like, and it's like, yo, y'all
Philly
do
will
realize,
eviscerate that dude.
yo, that, and also y'all do realize, like, I mean, even as the OC, you still got to have some kind of like, you don't get to hide because you're an OC. Your stripes don't change because you're an OC. You're still who you are.
Not no, but hell no.
Dog.
Philly would eviscerate that dude. No, thank you. He can't even survive in Miami. Miami ain't bringing no heat down there with they
At all. Listen, you got journalists showing up to the press conferences with Hawaiian shirts on. Stop
they podcasting from the beach, man. They walk around with bikinis on.
And let's not pretend they didn't get this man a roster either.
Yeah.
He's had rosters.
Quinton said we all adults here.
I'm not.
No, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not.
Oh man, hey, listen, y'all. Sooner or later, listen. Sooner or later, the levee's gonna break, and coach gonna take us to the top. I'm telling you.
I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it.
All right, let's go. Let's move into another game, man.
I've been doing good, and I don't want to go down a dark path, so I'll refuse.
Okay,
I am exercising my discipline, self-discipline.
You've been in Zen mode. All right. Patriots at Titans. Patriots win, of course, dominantly. The Patriots look really good. Drake May, I think he's their guy.
He's their guy?
I think Drake May is their guy.
I hope Cam Ward don't turn into Justin Fields.
I try to tell people, man, Ben, the number one overall pick isn't what it's cracked up to be.
It's rough, man. And let me be honest with you. Will Levis looked just as bad.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they give Will Levis another opportunity? He couldn't have been any worse.
Teams got to understand, just because you draft a franchise quarterback doesn't mean that changes your franchise. You still got to have a infrastructure around that guy so he can get to where you need him to get to.
Yeah, but the problem is, just because you draft a franchise quarterback don't mean he a franchise quarterback.
You know what? Let me rephrase that. Just because you draft the guy who's deemed the number one overall pick doesn't mean that your fortunes just change overnight. Doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Like, you still have to have an infrastructure in place to develop that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have. That's why I commend the Eagles for doing what they did for Jalen Hurts, even though they still were kind of, window shopping a little bit.
How you think they feel in New York?
They still built around them.
How you think they feel in New York? 2 years in a row. You got rid of Saquon. Saquon has one of the best seasons ever, the second best season in NFL history for a running back, and wins the Super Bowl. And the year after that, Daniel Jones has either comeback player of the year or an MVP candidate in Indianapolis.
The best record in football. 6-1. The Colts have the best record in football. Undefeated at home. Undefeated in the conference.
Daniel Jones. Indiana Jones is making New York look stupid.
And they drafted both those guys. And they drafted both those guys in the first round.
First round.
It just speaks to the infrastructure over there and the lack thereof. So that's why when I see Giants fans get excited about Jackson Dart, I say to myself, I've seen Daniel Jones have these games before.
Yeah.
Why are we acting like Jackson Dart is just some saving grace all of a sudden?
It takes time.
They're still that infrastructure is still in place.
Correct.
We've seen Daniel Jones have games like Jackson Dart. Let's not get it twisted.
Jackson Dart is having success, but just like every other rookie, eventually the tape is gonna catch up with you.
He's just a new toy.
Yeah,
he's a new toy.
Gonna catch up with you, and then we'll see what we gonna see. Ask CJ Stroud how that working for him.
Yeah. And the one thing I will say about Jackson Dart that people love, they just love the aura. They love the swagger he plays with.
They do with him and Scatterboo and all of that type of stuff.
They love that aura. That's all it is. But I'm telling you.
You know what Scatterboo reminds me of? Scatterboo reminds me of back in the day. What was the name of that tight end they took from Miami? He was nasty too. He was good.
A tight end that we took from Miami?
Tight end from Miami. White dude. What was his name? He was nasty. He was Gronk level good. Shockey, thank you, Jeremy Shockey.
Oh yeah, Shockey played with the Giants back then. Yeah.
Jeremy Shockey. That's what Scatterbull reminds me of. He's got
wasn't Shockey
talent.
drafted by the Saints and he ended up in New York?
Was he?
I think Shockey was drafted by the Saints and then ended up in New York, and I think he finished his career in
In any case, when he got to New York, he was everything up there.
Oh, I lied. I'm sorry, I lied. Jeremy Shockey was drafted by the Giants.
Yeah.
And then he went to New Orleans for 3
Jeremy
seasons.
Shockey got up there and was all world, and he lived up to it.
No, Jeremy Shockey
got hurt.
Jeremy Shockey was the man.
Yeah.
And
that's what Scatterbull reminds me of.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the aura, he's got the wild attitude, the I don't care attitude, give me the ball attitude. That's what they got, but they still need other pieces to that pie.
Yo, I know you don't like, saying nothing too crazy, so I'll do it for you. Not saying this is what you're thinking, but this is what I'm thinking. Because I live on the edge a little bit. Cam Scatterbull, right? This is just me, and I have nothing to substantiate this. Don't Cam Scatterbull just look like he one bad altercation away from calling somebody a nigga?
Nah. Don't do that, man.
He got that look to him.
Don't do that, dog. Don't do that.
He got that look to him.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that, man. I can't. Nah. I don't know nobody's background. I'm not trying to end that conversation. No. Nope.
Look, I'm having too much fun, y'all.
Nope.
Don't pay me no mind.
Don't go there.
Don't pay me no mind.
Nope. Don't go there because that's unfair. Because you don't know that man. You don't know.
No,
his
you're right.
life.
No, you're right.
No,
you're right. You're right.
Can't do that, bro.
No, you're right.
I gotta reel you back in on that one, bro.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Now, and that's why we work together, because you're my.
You may have lost a subscriber because of that shit, man. Come on, dog.
Oh man, no, Cam Scatterbull can play.
He can play. He can ball.
He can play, man. He can ball. I like him. I like Cam Scatterbull, man. He played with swagger. He played with juice. I like Cam Scatterbull a lot. Like, he runs hard.
Yes, he does.
Like Cam Scatterbull,
he runs the punish.
He plays the game with like he trying to hurt something. You know what I'm saying? So all jokes aside, again, I play too much. But I like Cam Scatterbull, man. I like him. And I understand the aura that people like about Jackson Dart too. I understand the aura. But just relax, Giants. Y'all infrastructure is still the same.
Right.
Y'all still fumbled the Saquon Daniel Jones bag. So let's not get it twisted. Oh man, all right. Where were we? Before I got off the rails here. All right, Patriots, Titans. All right. Patriots won. We both got that right. Raiders at Chiefs. That one is not even worth talking about. 31-0.
Yeah, that wasn't Raiders. I thought the Raiders was gonna be good. Let me be honest with you. I think the Raiders are regretting not drafting Shedeur Sanders.
You think so?
Yes. Absolutely.
What makes you feel that way?
Because
I agree with you. I agree with you, by the way. But what makes you say that?
Because guess what? Geno Smith. Somebody finally rolled back, bro.
You've been saying that all like for the past 3
Somebody
weeks.
finally rolled back. And you had a perfect opportunity. You had a perfect opportunity to get somebody that can sit back, learn. You know where this is going. I'm not expecting, Geno Smith. What was his latest contract? A 3-year contract?
They gave him big. Let me see.
They did give him big money, but how long was it?
Geno Smith contract. All right. Geno Smith signed. Oh, thank God. They signed they gave Geno a 2-year, $75 million extension with a maximum value of $85.5 million and $66.5 million in guarantees. Woo!
So Shedeur could have sat back for 2 years and been ready to take the reins. Or like this year, Geno gets hurt. So you got to see what the kid has got. Who's their backup now? Who's the backup in Las Vegas? Is Kenny Pickett down there?
Oh, so this is what happened. Geno wasn't a free agent, right? He got traded, right?
Right.
Because this is considered an extension. So they traded for him, then gave him a 2-year extension, and they can get out of it after the 2026 season. After the 2026 season with a 0 dead cap hit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you were going to do that, you could have drafted Shador and just sat him.
Correct. That's my point.
And still give your fan base some level of
Because
future.
remember, it was all out in the ethos that he had been training with Tom Brady.
And they drafted a quarterback anyway. Didn't they draft one? What was his name?
I don't even remember. Kenny Pickett is down there now.
Kenny Pickett is in Oakland? I mean, not Oakland, Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Get out of here. Since when?
Since Cleveland traded him.
Oh, wait, I think you're right. Oh, yeah, Kenny Pickett. Oh, man.
They were in the perfect. I thought for sure that Las Vegas was going to pick up Shador. That'd have been the perfect place to go. Tom Brady was down there. Tom Brady has seen him. But I don't know. I still don't understand the whole situation with Shador. But I think after the bye week, Shador's going to start. Shador's going to probably start like 3 or 4 games for the Browns.
I think it was collusion, man. There's no way you could justify Shador falling that far, and he was projected as a first-round pick, and he fell to the 5th.
Oh yeah,
that's collusion.
I said it before. I said that you know what? Collusion sounds too organized. I don't think it was that organized.
True.
That's like a new restaurant opening, and I go before you go, and you ask me what you think, and I'll be like, nah, man. Nah.
So you thought it was. So you feel like it was just word of mouth, just traveling fast,
bro. It's simple. Whatever happened between him and Brian Daboll, whatever happened, if Brian Daboll was in the wrong, if Shador thought he was trying to get something over on him, it's irrelevant. Whatever happened, who do you think the first person Brian Daboll is going to talk to? The GM.
But why would
the GM is going to tell everybody else?
But why does Brian Daboll's word even matter? I mean, Brian Daboll doesn't have. Let me not say that.
Well, no, you gotta. So run it back. The scenario was he gave him a package install, and Shador thought that he was trying to confuse him, or should I here's my opinion. Shador thought that Brian Daboll was trying to get over on him, and he ain't like it. So Shador said something. Brian Daboll said something back, and there was a point of contention. And in my estimation, I'm going to guess that the GM was probably in the room during that interview. So either Daboll told him what happened, or the GM was in the meeting while it was going on, and that's how the word got out.
Okay. If I'm rolling with what you're saying, because I like where you're going with this, is it fair to say Daboll tried to zig in that interview? And what I mean by that is, like, again, these guys, it's not unfathomable for organizations to try to give you scenarios and see how you handle it. That's not unfathomable.
Correct.
But if I'm reading you correctly, are you implying that Daboll was a little extra in that scenario building?
I think it was a situation where what was that movie? What was the movie about the little girl that was super smart? And her mom took her to the college,
Matilda,
and the professor put that crazy equation on the board, and she couldn't solve it. But as they were leaving, the little girl says, yeah, it was unsolvable anyways because it was wrong. And she was like, wrong?
Are you talking Matilda?
It could have been. I don't know. I just remember seeing that scene, and the mom was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, it was unsolvable because the problem was he wrote it down wrong. And then when she takes her back, she solves it. And the professor was like, well, why didn't you tell me that you knew the problem was wrong? And the little girl's like, nobody likes a smart ass.
Oh, yeah. What movie is that? That sounds so familiar.
I can't remember. All I'm saying is it could have been a situation like that where Daboll was trying to give him mistakes on purpose. And his job was to figure out the mistakes. And he took it as, well, wait a minute. There's no right answer in this. So you trying to set me up. Like, to me, it just sounds like it was some type of miscommunication. But whatever it was, it ended up being a contentious conversation based
Right.
on what Dayball said. And the GM was right there. And the GM tells all the other owners
Interesting.
because they talk.
Interesting. And
Do
again,
you
you guys
remember what?
respect it.
Yeah. Do you
So
remember what? Do you remember what Jason Kelsey said when he went to the meetings about the tush push?
no, what I don't
He's,
remember. It's escaping me.
he went into the meetings. He spoke on behalf of the Eagles. All the
Mhm.
owners was in the room, and he talked about this on WIP. He said everybody thinks that the owners are a bunch of like highfalutin guys that don't give a shit. All they care about is their money and blah 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 blah. And he said it is not like that. These guys are engaged. They want to know what's going on. They want to make the right decisions. So he's basically, he said, I was surprised at the attitudes I saw in that room because it wasn't what I thought.
Mm.
These guys talk to each other all the time because they are in a very small circle. So they ain't talking to too many other billionaires. You know what I'm saying? So when the GM tells the owner what happens, what do you think the owner does? They talk together. They go to the same spot.
Word travels fast.
Exactly.
Word travels fast. And he's a high profile guy. So
he's a high profile guy. That wasn't nothing but a damn Zoom call.
Mm.
So that's what I think that happened. And then, mind you, that's before the combine. So after that, it was like word got around. What's different between that and why Jalen Carter fell? Everybody was worried about that investigation.
You cooking, man.
I think, and again, I'm guessing on this one. I think Big Dom was the reason we drafted Jalen Carter. Because Big Dom is the one you send down on campus to let me figure out what's going on. Is this going to cause any problems? Big Dom is the guy like I know people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. Big Dom. Listen, Big Dom. I met him in person. He liked that. He got that.
He liked that.
He's like that.
He is not one to be played with.
Listen, I met him before. I shook his hand and everything.
And not for nothing. Not for nothing.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My boy Willie T.
Mhm.
Before Willie T was gotten into reffing.
Mhm.
He's in the ACC now, hoping to get the call up to the league. But when he was scouting for the Raiders, he told me, he said, "Man, listen." He said, "You think we gonna spend all this money on a draft pick and we don't know what's going on campus? And you think we don't send people and teams don't send people on campus, spies and somebody to integrate with
private investigators?"
Yeah. He was like, "We spending too much money on these players for us not to know." So
it's $1 billion
do I put some of that blame on Shedeur? Absolutely. Because you know what you're walking into. They know who your daddy is.
And you know how they view you already.
You let everybody know who your daddy was, as if they didn't know. So you've been schooled on what to expect in anything. And did you act a fool? I don't know. But you still supposed to walk in with your interview voice on, and you got to play the game. You still got to play the game. And I think he didn't do that.
I can see that.
So, do I think that somebody made a call and said, "Hey, throw this kid a bone, don't let it go down like that"? I believe that's possible. Do I believe like what what's the name? What's the running back? Why am I blanking? Saquon broke his record. Eric Dickerson.
Oh, okay.
Do I believe that what Eric Dickerson said was true? Kinda. But I think both parties are guilty. Yeah. I thought they put some bad press out there, but I also think Shedeur may not have handled himself the right way. We'll never know.
Two things can be true.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Two things can be true. Did Shedeur deserve to be drafted in the 5th round? No.
Shedeur should have been a 2nd round pick.
Did he at worst? Did he help his case? Probably not.
No, he did not.
You know what I mean? So, You know, again, especially when you know how they already view you. And let's keep it a buck, man. We know how this goes. We got to work twice as hard to get half as much. So
Absolutely.
you can't go in there expecting anything.
Because I
Um,
don't buy that bullshit about Stefanski worried about Deion Sanders taking his job. Deion Sanders might not even be coaching in the next year or two. It's the way his health is going, he can't handle no damn NFL job right now.
yeah, and I wish the best for Dion, man, because
Eventually he gonna have to walk away from Colorado. He gonna have to.
He's gonna have to, and it's a shame. And I don't wish that on him. I want himself to improve.
Not
obviously.
at all. Not at all. I'm with you, dude.
But
So,
you know, it's just
say all of that to say it's a lot of stuff.
The Raiders are bad. The Raiders are bad, and they should reject the door. The Raiders are bad, man. Eagles at Vikings. We talked about that. Jalen Hurts threw a perfect game. Carried the Eagles from beginning to end. Panthers at Jets. I had the Panthers winning that game, and
I did too.
Was correct. We were correct. And Justin Fields got benched.
He been bad. I feel bad for him because Justin Fields was a good drop back quarterback at Ohio State.
I feel bad too because that week 1 game gave me so much hope, even though they lost.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, I see what it could. I see what it can be, and it just seemed like they haven't been able to recover from that.
Yep, I feel bad because the only way Justin Fields is ever going to start in the league is if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, it's honestly his days of people taking a chance on him being a starter are done.
Yep, he gonna go somewhere as a number 2, and gonna have to wait for somebody to get hurt for him to get his shot.
Mm-hmm. He, at best, he has to hope for a Geno Smith type resurgence.
Yes, correct.
And I think that's just where he is because the equity he hasn't built up in the league.
Yep.
Who knows? It can happen. Anything can happen.
I feel bad because Chicago really screwed him up.
Yeah, I agree with you. Giants at Broncos, probably the most entertaining game of the week, man. What a turnaround by Denver Broncos, 33 points in a quarter.
And this is why I look at Dayball like, bro, you just lost your job. You just lost your job, dude.
You can't
You're gonna make it to the end of the year, but why would an owner? Why would you stick with Dayball after that?
You beat the Chargers. You got 2 signature wins, Chargers and Eagles. And then you drop this game that you had in the bag.
33 points in the 4th quarter, bro. Think about that. You can't even do that on Madden.
Yeah, you really can't. It's not even enough time. And let's not pretend Jackson Dart
was lighting it up.
Listen, I understand the yards and the touchdowns are there. Do not get me wrong. But he was not accurate.
No.
He was not accurate. One of his touchdowns was a tip pass.
Watch how this goes for him towards the end of the year. Because what he's doing is he's breaking out of the pocket because he's had success running the ball now. That's where you end up getting mistakes. He gonna end up and have a back half of the season like Carson Wentz. Watch. Because he gonna get too comfortable scrambling around. Because he's still a rookie and he ain't seeing the game. It ain't slowed down for him yet.
Yeah, I think he's still playing with this college vibe.
Absolutely, which all rookies do.
And that's all you can draw on, right?
That's all you can draw.
Not blame him for that. That's all you can draw on. But some of the things he's doing is like you know you're in the league now, right? Somebody gonna crack your ass.
Yeah, they're gonna catch you. They're gonna touch you. They're gonna touch you. So
and also. You saw how he was being evaluated for that concussion in the Eagles game, and he barely got touched. So
it's going to happen again.
So,
but everybody you continue to get tape on the person, and somebody going to remind him that he's a rookie.
And again, he was not accurate in that game. He went 15 for 33. He completed less than 50% of his passes.
Exactly. The game has not slowed down for him.
Don't let the yards and the touchdowns fool you. He was not good in the second half.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Broncos, man, that was gnarly. That was gnarly, man. Broncos are interesting. They're interesting, to say the least. All right. Where are we? Colts at Chargers. I had the Colts winning that game. You have the Chargers, right?
Yes, I had the Chargers.
Yeah. Colts beat them 38-24, and they were dominating them from beginning to end. They went into halftime with a 23-3 point lead, and then went into the fourth quarter with a 38-17 point lead. The Chargers are pretenders.
Yes, I agree.
And people will look at Justin Herbert's passing yards and the attempts and, oh man, he's carrying this team, the 420 passing yards, 3 passes, touchdowns. He threw 2 interceptions, 2 crucial interceptions. He did not help their case at all. Now, granted, they're struggling. They have no running game right now with Amari and Hampton being out.
Yeah.
Who knows? I think Hampton's on IR, right? So they have no running game. So he is their offense. Don't get it twisted. And he's putting up these big numbers, but they're not winning. They're not winning, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot of stat padding, if you ask me. They were getting their asses kicked. And 2 interceptions aren't going to help that case. As a matter of fact, 2 of those interceptions were on back-to-back drives.
Yep.
Second quarter, back-to-back drives. And they were lucky that the Colts couldn't take advantage of one of them. The second interception, they only ended up with a field goal. But their defense couldn't get any stops. And you can't turn the ball over like that. You just can't. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Anyway, it is what it is with Justin Herbert, man. People are going to continue to fawn over this guy. Nonetheless, let's move on. I was right in that game. I had the Colts winning, and that's exactly what happened. All right, Washington at Cowboys, and I got that one all the way wrong. All the way wrong. I thought it would be more competitive. But the Commanders flat out just couldn't keep up with them offensively. And on top of that, Jaden Daniels going down doesn't help your case. Doesn't help your case at all. So, did you see Commanders fans are already punting on the season?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he didn't tear the hamstring, did he?
It was pretty bad. I
saw the injury, but
it wasn't as
they're
bad.
claiming it's not as bad. They're claiming it's not as bad as they think, but
yeah,
he may be out for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. I think he is.
We tried to tell y'all Commanders fans, it ain't as easy as you think getting back to that big game.
People just think they can just add water. You can't.
Tried to tell them, me, you, LB, Simone, we tried to tell them it's not as easy getting back to that big game. You shot your load and you made it to the national championship. Cool story, bro. Cool story. You were reminded that you didn't belong there in the first place. And now look at you. That sophomore slump is real. And I don't care if it's injury-based or it all goes into the same pot of gumbo. It's all going into the same pot of gumbo. That sophomore slump is real.
Yep.
And they have one of the oldest teams in football. Just saying. And your quarterback is an OG low-key. one of the oldest second-year players in the league right now. Him and Bo Nix, old as hell.
Yep. We'll see how they do, but that's gonna cost them a couple wins. So
yeah,
that'll take them out of the picture.
Yeah, and they got Chiefs, Seahawks. Oh my God, this next 3 weeks for them is these next 3 weeks they're gonna go 0-3. Chiefs, they gotta go to Kansas City to face Chiefs. Then they got Seahawks. Then they got Seahawks and they got Lions.
Commanders fans are back to picking up cigarette butts. Oh my God.
Their first on this current losing streak they're on, their first win won't come until they meet the Dolphins. They're not beating the Chiefs, Seahawks, and Lions in back-to-back weeks. They're not. They're getting smoked. And the Lions want they get back too.
Yes,
they want that
do.
they want their lick back. All right, let's get through this. We've been live.
Yeah, let's get through this. I'm running out of time, bro.
Yeah. So where are we? All right, we're almost done. All right, Packers at Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals was able to catch them, but Packers came back in the second half. Packers won 27-23.
Yep, I got that one right.
I still had the Packers winning nonetheless. So I got that one right. Falcons at 49ers. I had the Falcons winning, and the Niners just pretty much controlled that game for the most part.
Oh, wait a minute. That's wrong.
Falcons won. Niners lost. Niners continue to find ways to win, even with the injury bug. Their quarterback position is just like, and again, it's not like Mac Jones. They're not even going out there asking Mac Jones to win the game. They're just saying, don't screw it up. You know, he did have an interception, but he's managing the games. They won 20-10. And all you can do is stack these wins. Christian McCaffrey had a remarkable game. All right. Buccaneers at Lions. I had the Lions winning that game, and I was so right.
Lions whipped that ass.
Lions smoked them.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Lions put up a drastic amount of points. They were just dominating them.
They did. They just Tampa Bay had a bad game.
Yeah, and look,
all the way around.
Mike Evans goes down with the clavicle. Ibuka went down again, I think, with the hamstring, right?
Yep.
And he wasn't. They said he almost wasn't going to play that game, but played anyway. Still went down. So they're dealing with some injuries. The injury bug is hitting them at the wrong time, if you ask me. I'm looking at the Buccaneers schedule coming up real quick. Granted, they do got a bye week in week 9, so that'll help. But they got Saints. Then they got the bye week. Then they got Patriots, Buffalo, Rams, Arizona. That 4-game stretch is not going to be easy. So we'll see what they do. After that Cardinals game, their schedule gets significantly easier. All right, let's move on. Last game, Texans at Seahawks. I had the Seahawks winning that game, and that's exactly what happened. Seahawks.
Yeah, I had Houston winning that, so I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, Seahawks beat the Texans 27-19. Another game that was pretty much with not really in doubt. And then the Bills and Ravens were on bye weeks. So this week I went 11-4. What did you do, brother?
10-5.
Fuck. So that means your overall record is what?
63-45. I'm still ahead of you, bro.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Still ahead of you.
You know what's so funny?
You gained a little bit, but
I'm 60-48. I need you to just have one rough week of picks. That's all I need.
Already did.
It's gonna happen again, though.
Already did. I had a rough week. I had that 7-9 week in week 1. That was it. That was it.
Oh man.
And then week 5, I was 6-8. So
it's gonna happen again. Don't worry. It happened again.
We'll
I thought I had you this week, but
see.
anyway. Alex with the super chat. He said Kurt Warner had a good answer on X as to why Philly has been struggling that I haven't heard from anyone else in the media space. Yeah, I saw that tweet. Kurt Warner's a smart guy. You know.
What did he say? I didn't see it.
I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what he said personally, but he's a smart guy. I think he said something along the lines of the reality is the Eagles have never really had complex passing concepts, and they're so used to having a run game. So when you don't have a running game to supplement those relatively simple concepts, it kind of exposes you for being a little bit predictable, and it makes it harder. And the only way to really get out of that, if you don't have a run game, is if you integrate more complex concepts. And he doesn't really think that's Jalen Hurts' strength per se. That's kind of what he was saying. Along those lines. Insightful. I don't necessarily agree that Jalen Hurts isn't capable of complex pass concepts, but I respect Kurt Warner's brain. It never comes from an ill place. It's typically just from a productive, constructive criticism place, unlike Drew Brees. Nonetheless, that's our show, y'all. That's the show. Smash that like button. After you hit that like button, make sure you guys are hitting the hype button. The hype button is only available on mobile. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Make sure you're subscribed to Pro Fan Talk. Markus Thomas does some amazing work. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Chalk It Up Sports with myself, Tone DeShields II, where no matter.
Hey, and let me see something real quick, Tone.
Yeah, what's up?
Real quick.
No problem, brother. What you got?
Let me share this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is for everybody that's been asking about the hype button.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So I put this on my shorts now, and this is how you get to the hype button.
So yeah, you got to hit that like button, right?
There we go. So that's the like button, and then you'll see the finger come up and slide across.
Yep, and it'll turn into hype.
Like, is it? Hold on.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I got to do. I got to just smash that like button. Then eventually it turns into the hype button. You'll see it. I think a hand is going to pop up on the screen here, you guys. Again,
for some reason it doesn't want to play the video.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Hype. There it is.
The hype button.
You just got to scroll down. It's next to the thanks button, next to the download button. And you just got to make sure you hit that hype button. And then there's another button you hit at the bottom. So again, you guys, just utilize your power as a consumer. Hit that like button, hit the hype button, subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And it's just that simple, man. You guys have gotten a full-fledged show from us, man. We always give you guys our passion. We give you guys our insight. You know, I always dance on the line. I dance on the edge. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus always does a great job just reeling me in.
Yeah,
So
I ain't want to go there tonight.
I needed you to meet me at the crossroads. And you said, nah, not today, big dog.
Not tonight, bro. Not tonight. Nah.
Oh man. On that note, y'all, he's Markus Thomas. I'm Tone DeShields II. You guys have been tuned into the Bald Eagles podcast. And as always, it's Fly Eagles Fly.
Yes, sir. Go Birds. Hey, stay on when we get off, though.
Got you.
I can't even find the damn countdown.
In the city of Philly, where the birds take flight, Eagle swag on the rise each and every night. Tone and Markus got the scoop ready to ignite. From the lanes of South Street to the Broad Street lights, dashing like a running back, hitting every play. Blind guys in the zone, never led astray. Talking touchdowns, talking game day. Huddle around the mic, hear what they gotta say. I like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle cry. Fly like an eagle soaring in the sky. Tone and Markus always standing by, bringing their heat, call it do or die. Philly squad, hear the battle.